What's up, guys? It's Frank here with the grand finals of TANC24, the weekly Stormgate tournament. And in the grand finals, we've got Snoxtar, our blue Infernal, and msrm, who is our red Infernal, on Furious Resolve. They're not cross-spawn. They've got the bottom two bases. And I've been recommended this series by Oriole. I know Algorithmor has probably already covered this and probably done like 3 times as good of a job as I have, but we're gonna knock it out anyway. We see Snoxtar opening up with an Iron Vault first, followed by Conclave, and then a single Conclave for msrm. I wonder if he's just banking that money to get an expand a little bit sooner. We'll find out. We see the Hexen for msrm going up to check the upper corner. Doesn't see anything, but judging by the timing of of Snoxtar's Hexen, I think he can safely understand that it's that he's got a he knows where his opponent's at, basically. Like, they both know that if they A move towards each other, they'll kind of meet in this area, just north of that health camp. Speaking of, I think, okay, yeah, the first brute for Snoxtar is out, so probably gonna go forward and try and take this camp. It is possible with a Hexen and a brute. I think the brute has to get sacrificed though. Even with good micro and making sure that the fiend takes a lot of the damage. There we go. We see some gaunts show up to add some DPS. Brute's gonna go get the health cabbage. Yes! Health cabbage is the best unit in the game. Okay, and the health camp is taken with no real, oh, we see, oh, we saw the opposing, we saw msrm's Skull of Shetta coming forward to, do a cheeky sneak and peek onto the health camp there, but now we've got 2 fiends. Where's the other gaunt? There we go, 2 fiends, 2 gaunts, a brute, and the Hexen. Oh, with another brute following up. I think, having scouted that shrine first, he knows that msrm isn't going to have a whole lot in terms of defense, but these Fellhogs, free units are pretty good, especially when they're just soaking up damage that would otherwise be landing on an army. The Skull comes forward, picks off a Gaunt, which turns into a Fiend. I don't know that the Fiend was all that impactful as much as taking the Gaunt out was, but yeah, making sure that your opponent excuse me. Making sure that your opponent is fighting off Shroud while you stay on Shroud is always something nice, and Snoxtar does get pushed back. We do see a Fiend getting 2 shot by Brutes. Excuse me, guys. I'm still fighting that cough off, so if I mute myself, it's to cough a little bit and not directly into the mic. Oh, man. Pretty rough. Anyway, Snoxtar takes a second camp, which is going to be good for continuing to eco up, and he's got his own shrine. It's a little bit more than halfway done. Going for the vision camp next, and the brute count is high enough that I don't think he has to worry about anything dying off, really. Is that brute gonna die? No way. 1-8. Oh! Dies. Could have gotten out of there with 1 HP, and there's a health flower around it. There it is. It's interesting to me that the health flower, health cabbage, doesn't show up on the minimap, and it doesn't show up when the Fog of War. I think that's one of those things that should show up through the Fog of War. Now, whether or not it's still been taken, that should be scouted, but just the location for it would be kind of nice. Snoxtar continuing to keep moving along and capturing camps, but in terms of tech, here we go. Plague X is almost done for msrm, which is going to be a very nice upgrade to have. It really makes it less painful to lose the Hexen, because right now for Fiend production, I think the only thing that Snoxtar has is, like, he's got his Hexen, which is low on mana, but really the only way to get a fast-moving Fiend for Snoxtar is to split Brutes. So yeah, losing that would be bad unless there's... Okay, no, we do see a Ritual Chamber down here. And Plague Axis is almost done off of one base. So that's good to see. We see a couple of Gaunts also. Oh, and a third going down for Snoxtar, halfway done. msrm just starting his own third. Yeah, and we're not seeing a whole lot of aggression from these players. So we've got, what, one Iron Vault. Oh, and a Twilight Spire. I can't tell if that's just the animation from it just showing up, but yeah, the Greater Shrine is up. And another little visual thing that I've noticed recently that I didn't notice before is every time an imp is trained, these runes on the side of the like the whole building will light up when it summons a new imp, and then as charges accumulate, the blood in the bowl will start to like decrease. So as you run out of charges, it's there's more blood in the bowl. Yeah, there's that little flash again. Same thing with Twilight Spire. Now that you see the flames coming out of the big skull, that means it's out of charges. All right, we do see... Oh, wow, that's quite a bit of aggression here with a Harbinger drop. It's not all that effective, though, but being able to drop and instantly unload every single Gaunt, have it fire off a volley, and then get right back into the Harbinger is really strong, especially with Plague Axes being done. It's such a cool synergy that I like the synergy that being able to drop and instantly have Shroud generated, so that way the Gaunts can proc their Plague Axes is pretty nice. That Harbinger getting out of there with a single Fiend being generated from the drop. Did a little bit of damage to the Shrine as well, but nothing really worth noting. Oh no, this Harbinger's going to get sandwiched a little bit. Does aggro the Luminite camp. Oh, and there goes another drop, picking off more imps. No, these poor little imps. Just making more, alright, yeah, all 3 imps picked off. And I think this Harbinger's going to come back to the main. Yeah, why not? I think if Snoxtar's army's caught out of position over at, up at that Luminite camp, like, it would make sense. Oh. Alright, so instead of, oh, where did it teleport to? Okay, it just teleported back to the third here. A couple more defensive meat farms going down while msrm takes the health camp again. Great defensive position to hold, by the way. I think a lot of players haven't been using the health camp as a staging ground or an offensive position to yeah, just taking out fell hogs isn't it. But no, like building a couple meat farms around here just to hold the health camp, as well as like, you know, buy some time for your army to show up and have your army just chill inside of the health camp while it's defending, I think is really strong. But you know, maybe we'll see that as the meta of Stormgate progresses. So now, what is it? Okay, it's Magmadon. It's going to start taking out the Ethereum camp. That is a lot of Gaunts. Yeah, that's just going to be easy pickings. Picking up a Magmadon, doing a Magmadon drop with the Harbinger is something I don't think I've seen before. Should be interesting. I know that the Magmadon does some pretty good single target damage, but the stompy stomps that it does, even if you get into a worker line, I don't think you're going to see as much damage as if you would load it up with Gaunts. Gaunts with Plague Axes, I think, snowballs really well, just because you're turning those workers into fiends. Alright, so msrm is going to slow down. A single fiend is going to come up north and capture this health camp while we see a 5th. Yeah, that's the 5th shrine going down for Snoxtar. The 4th being this this shrine that's meant to take advantage of all this Therium that's now, yeah, it looks like they're all completely enriched. So making that making sure that those imps are having a short return trip back to a shrine is going to be really nice. Snoxtar continuing to get Therium in his own way in terms of taking care of these passive Therium camps. And we see, oh no, we see tons of aggression here right at the natural of Snoxtar. So many of these Magmadons with msrm coming out. We see a Super Stone that's trying to do some damage to them, but it gets taken out pretty quickly. Reinforcements from Snoxtar are coming around back here, but they're going to be met by a lot of Gaunts, and I don't think that's enough of a force. The Magmadons are coming forward to kind of shoo away and hopefully get in contact with these Gaunts, but the Gaunts are too quick and they don't want to get into contact with the Magmadons. Meanwhile, the rest of the main force here, gets hit with a huge Nightfall infestation. The Skull Shadow from MSRM is going to land on the on Snoxtar's Magmadon, and it's going to, it does get turned into a Fiend, which is kind of nice. Kind of nice to, even if it's not exactly the tankiest unit, the wind-up for a lot of the shots that, that was a stop on all of them. And there's the GG from Snoxtar. All right, that was a good game one.